how do you set your prices? I had somebody come into me. He'd had a bill from HMRC for £2,500, which I looked at, and I immediately saw grounds for an appeal that should get it reduced down to zero. So in that first meeting, I was expecting to save the client £2,500. So how much should I charge? £100 for writing that letter, the time to write the letter. Because we're members of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, we've got to do a whole load of admin, we've got to do contracts, we've got to do money laundering checks, we've got to do whatever. So perhaps be generous. We could charge £300 for our setting up the client, that first meeting, making sure he's the right client for us and that we're competent to do the work, and writing the letter, of course. So they're sort of based on our time, on our costs. And they're quite traditional ways of pricing is looking at your cost and then adding something on top. Or, on the basis we're going to save the client £2,400. That's quite a lot to save them. So if we charged him £800, he'd still be £1,600 better off. So this is charging relating to the value that we're giving him, as opposed to our cost. Because, you know, it might be however long to write the letter, but actually that's a factor of 3 years to get a degree, 3 years to get chartered, 20 plus years of experience means I can spot in 5 minutes that letter I need to write. I've then got to go away, word it appropriately and whatever. So it's not exactly 5 minutes work, but yeah, so that's an awful lot. Is the client still going to be happy on that? Or, you know, the classic value one, 50% of any tax saving. So in this case, £1,200 or nothing. So when you're setting your prices, don't just think about the cost to you. Think about the value that you are providing to your customers. What is your work enabling them to do? And this is why a lot of professional services charge by the hour. But certain things, you know, fairly standard things, you can probably set a fixed fee. And that's one of the things we do. If you set a fixed fee, you can pay by monthly instalments. And that's exactly what your in-house lawyer does. You come up with what people need, have a fair idea how much it's going to cost you to do it, you set that, and then you spread the cost over 12 months. So whatever the price, part of it is that people don't like to come up with a huge figure all in one go. If you spread it, and actually this one, he was a friend, so I charged him £100 to write the letter.